Hello and welcome to No Gods, No Monsters, a show where we as actors, writers and directors pretend to be criminals in a haunted city powered by demon blood. This is where we play Blades in the Dark, a game published by Evil Hat and written by John Harper, in which players take on the roles of criminals within the haunted city of Doskvol. But who are these scoundrels that will be telling this story? Let's meet the cast.
I'm Stephanie Tripp.
I play Willow, Thais Orosi from a highborn family who's run away, and she has mood colour changing eyes.
Hi, my name's Nick McFadden, and I'm playing Lance Moon, a Thais Orosi sharpshooter with a dark past.
Hi, I'm Ian Sanderson. I am playing Morton Duggery, a hard-working dredger man and smuggler who has found himself in debt to a very powerful crime family and with a ailing father who relies on him.
And I'm Jack Raposa, and without any further ado, let's play Blades in the Dark. Welcome to the city of Doskvol. Thousands of years ago, the sun shattered, leaving behind a perpetual darkness save for dawn and dusk when the remnants of a broken sun glow on the horizon. The dead, refusing to move on, have been sectioned out of cities by the use of lightning barriers, which themselves are powered by the very lifeblood of enormous eldritch whales known as leviathans. And every drop of blood passes through the port city of Doskvol, a city now with too much money, where corruption is rife at the top and poverty rampant at the bottom. But to the few who know how to survive, and those that are willing to do whatever it takes, they can thrive. And it's two of those that we join. A young housemaid and a spectral companion. As she's joined, there's a banging at the door, the commands to open up, where she hastily bundles up a small vial of a clear liquid. As the knocking becomes ever more and more intensive, she works loose a brick from the wall, hiding the item of interest inside. And as the warnings begin to change, becoming threats, becoming violent, as the knocking becomes a steady kick, battering at the door, she turns to her spectral companion, and her eyes begin to smolder as she holds a flintlock pistol to the side of her temple. She whispers the words, "Behind the walls." And as the door is burst open, she pulls the trigger. But across town, as a bell tolls over the district of Charhollow, it's down on the waterfront where this bell just peeling off the slight echo. Ian, would you like to introduce us to your character?
So we find Morton Duggery. He is a very slim almost sort of ferret-like person. He's got very sort of sharp features, a really defined jawline, a tiny little pencil-thin moustache, very curved up at the end. Dark eyes that have seen a lot in his time, and has the kind of skin that has been weather beaten, and very weathered, calloused hands from his time on the water.
As you look, there is, over the waterfront, a old battered dredger. The yellow paintwork peeling, rust showing through below. And you are joined by a second figure. Someone that's unusual to see in this part of town. Somebody who's seems to have gained a taste for the finer things in life. Such a person would be expected in Brightstone, White Crown, but Char Hollow not so much. A young woman, probably in her late 20s to early 30s. Very well dressed, lace and satins. A member of the Roscoe Syndicate. One of these nobles who has fallen somewhat into disrepute. Someone that you yourself has had multiple run-ins with. As she looks at you, she regards the water herself, it seems that something has come about that might be pertinent to both of us.
That's always good to hear.
No, I'm sure it is. A friend of mine had a rather strange message.
A friend that I'm familiar with?
I don't believe so. Depends on when the last time you went to the Centralia Club is.
I do not frequent there, as a matter of habit.
Why am I not surprised?
Don't think I would fit in particularly well.
No, I don't suspect you would. Still, that's all by the by, isn't it? My friend dabbles with the unknown.
You know, that makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm fully aware, and I'm also fully aware that you remain in our debt.
So I do not feel as if I have much of a choice but to partake in this arrangement.
You know, for someone with no formal education, you catch on remarkably quick.
Better to keep alert and keep smart.
On that we can agree.
So your friend, by what name shall I know them? Elandra Glass.
And
what business do I now have with Elandra Glass?
Oh, it was someone in her employ, who I believe has since left this world.
I see. Messily?
Undoubtedly. I mean, she was of young age. Kept well, kept healthy. And for her to die so suddenly, I can't imagine it was a predictable situation, more what she had got herself involved with.
This is a pretty standard clean-up job?
No, I'm sure the wardens will take care of that. Blueface seemed to take an interest and at the moment have her house surrounded. It was what she had in her possession.
That's why you came to me.
Of course. Recover it, deliver it. And we can see about... Well, maybe. If all goes very well, very smoothly, I'm sure we could even see you even got some remuneration of your own rather than it all going to us.
Well, as I say, I am not exactly with much of a choice. So, where shall we be going?
Well, starting on your very doorstep here. However, final delivery is going to be in the night market. I'm sure that won't be a problem.
I know the area.
Miss Glass would like it delivered to her in person.
Straight to her?
Straight to her, yes.
It must be a thing of importance.
I think most people would give up as soon as the Bluecoats and the Wardens arrived, if it wasn't.
Mm.
Anyone with sense, certainly.
I assume these are the very people who should not be finding whatever it is.
It would cause us and a great many others a huge amount of problems if it were to be found. Questions would be asked, a concoction, you might say, of questionable legality.
This is why you come to me, because I don't care very much what it is. I don't ask questions. I'll just get the job done.
And that's why good smugglers are so hard to find.
Subtlety and discretion, of course, come at a premium.
And what would that premium be?
I just need to get rid of as much of Pappy's debt as I can, as quickly as possible. Get you bastards off my back.
The irony of somebody from Charlo calling any one of us a bastard is, well, I'm sure that we could do something. However, that also relies on your discretion and something which is obviously being looked for at this exact moment. 6 coin, 2 bonus coin if you go unseen.
Very well. We have a deal.
Good luck. And you might want to find yourself a whisper. Especially after last time. Shit. She turns this swathe of satin and disappears into the fog and rain.
I spit on the floor as she leaves.
There's a pause just before she disappears. She doesn't turn around. But she heard it, and she knows she got the message. You see that little flex of the shoulders. And she goes on her way.
Okay.
As you consider this, you are joined by the skipper of the dredger in question. Nick, would you like to introduce us?
Hello, I'm playing Lance Moon. I'm a skipper on the crew. I am military trained, a private bodyguard. I have goat horns, a prehensile tail, and a scar across my nose. And that's me. That's Lance.
Looks like we got ourselves a job, Skip.
Oh yeah.
A shipment needs moving. Taking it to night market.
Okay.
You know Alandra Glass? It's going straight into her hands.
Rings a bell.
Usually she's the kind of person I think would need an associate, would not want to get her hands too dirty, so I'm feeling this might be something of great importance.
So we're delivering an item.
That's the idea.
And do we know what this item is?
Best not to ask. This one gives me the creeps. They said we need a whisper, so I think this might have something occultish about it.
Okay.
So I want to stay as far away from it as possible.
Are you not curious?
I saw what that stuff did to Pappy.
So, you want to deliver the goods, no questions asked?
I don't even want to open the package. Keep it wrapped up. Less we know, the better.
Okay. So what's in it for me?
Well, they're paying us 6 coin. They, if we do it subtle, if we do it quiet, and no one gets seen, and they can't bring it back to us, there's another 2 in it. Thinking we can use that to make the place look nice.
Okay. What's the agreed split? Or are we just going to invest it all in making our place nice?
We'll do it the normal way. Split it down evenly.
Down the middle? Okay. You're on.
It'll be 3 ways, I think.
Okay.
Get our whisper friend involved.
So what's the plan?
Let's go and have a little chat.
Let's go and have a little chat.
Heading to Six Towers, one of the more destitute areas of the city. Once a site of grandeur, where the noble families had each had their own respective towers. Now only 2 of the remaining of the 6 still stand. Part of it clings on to something of a refuge of a bygone era, where they try to maintain an ideal of what this district once had. Where the rest of it has become a hovel for the downtrodden. Routinely fires burn in old Leviathan distillate drums. The groups huddle around him, trying to catch a little warmth, and those that don't frequently die on doorsteps from the exposure. But in this, a little quarter exists for the predominantly populated by those from Taisharos, rumoured to be descendants of demons, a lot like Lance, and a very self-contained quarter. And heading to a particular door, one that's a faded moss green, seems to stand out from the rest of the street, which themselves are stripped down to the bare wood, twisted, rotted and warped from the constant rain and damp. Knocking at the door, a statuesque Taisharosi woman answers with 2 party beast type horns that sweep backwards over her head, dressed in an array of silks, raven dark hair gathered up into a large bun at the back of her head and adorned with all these decorative pins. As she eyes you, Morton, with a wary smile. Morton Duggery, what brings you back to my doorstep?
I'd like to see you every time. I've got business. Willow?
I'm not a pimp.
Not that kind of business. Filthy girl.
I promised Willow that I would protect her from people like you, who came and demanded, just maybe, that they might need a whisper for something, and whenever you show up, it's always something dangerous and something that I'm reluctant to put my friend in harm's way for your benefit.
Come on. She's a big girl. Let her make her own mistakes.
The Valiant Club, tonight. Be there, and you can ask her yourself.
Valiant Club. We better go and buy a tie. Thank you so much for your assistance.
I would say any time.
And with that, I shall turn and make an exit.
She turns, pushes the door closed. Thoughts?
Thoughts?
You must have heard that.
I did.
Would you like to describe Willow for us?
So, Wilhelmina, is a noble from Taisaros with mood-changing eyes. So her eyes give away her mood, which is rather inconvenient.
To those that could read.
Yeah, exactly. She's a whisper. She is the black sheep of the family. She ran away from home because she was fed up of her father's tight leash on her, dictating her life. So she left her nobility behind, and now she's working at doing odd jobs here and there for a bit of coin. And she is often at the Valiant Club, where she works under the Marquis.
As Arabella fills you in on the details, you're aware of something, almost a bass growl coming out of one of the shadowy corners of the room, as a large shadow is cast up against the wall. A figure that seems to be hooded, 2 large skeletal wings extended from the back. As it creeps around one side, it seems to dissipate and re-emerge on the other side. As another voice joins. You don't need the help. You can survive with it. We can survive. We can thrive together.
My permanent friend. I need the money. And I'm sure there'll be some coin involved.
Money. Such a strange value put on something quite so valueless.
A necessity, though, sadly.
As you look around, you see that time seems to have almost slowed down. Just aware of the slightest movement in the dust motes that hang in the air. Why have money? The necessity when you could have power.
Money leads to power. One usually leads to the other.
I don't think I'll ever understand your perception of such things.
Well, if you were in this dimension,
You could simply tear them apart. You'd let me out.
we both know that's not going to happen.
As it fades once again and everything seems to snap back as you glance around and you swear for the briefest moment Arabella has this grotesque large smile and uneven, jagged, broken teeth as if the face snaps back to the normal. So,
Well, I guess I'll go to the Valiant Club tonight. See what he has to say for himself. See what the deal is. And if I'm going to get a fair cut this time.
don't blame me if you don't.
I'm sure I will. He needs me.
She reaches forward, takes your hands. Remember, don't trust accrosions. We stick together. We always have. We always will.
I make a point of not trusting anyone. Apart from yourself.
Good girl. As the hours roll by, and would you like to describe the Valiant Club?
The Valiant Club.
In the early hours of the evening.
It has two faces. There's one face for people who don't frequent there often. People that would not normally be seen there. There's this outside view of it. But for the people who know, there are all kinds of dealings that go down in that place. Back rooms, secret gambling, meetings.
Absolutely. And as both Lance and Morton enter, there is a rather large figure on the stage, big muffin chop whiskers, and doing pair of braces, singing a song. Several of the cubicles are kind of occupied around the room as he's there. I beg to dream and differ from their hollow lies.
Excellent.
As this song continues, sort of as he finishes up, kind of gets a polite round of applause. Willow, you know that the figure is completely an act. He is it's all padding, the whiskers come off, and this is his stage persona. Very much like yourself, former noble, although he is obviously disgraced because he could be so unrefined as to join the theatre. And
Reprobates.
and as you enter, you're shown to a very discreet corner, a single candle in the middle of lantern in the middle of the table, providing the only illumination, and somewhere that you can discuss things privately.
I'm guessing we probably look quite out of place.
It's
in
the
a
dark
place like
corner is as much for their benefit as it is yours.
Okay,
It's,
It's like you shall be filed into this little hole. Yeah, sure.
It's Willow. You get a nod from in the direction of those that are looking to talk to you. Up to you. This is your chance to walk away.
We both know I'm not going to walk away till I've heard the deal.
Why don't you come over and have a seat in this cosy little hollow?
Buy a girl a drink?
Well, why ever not? What do you have?
The usual. Bet you've forgotten.
It has been quite a while. Well, waiter!
A rather gruff-looking Scotlander walks over.
A round of your least murky spirit.
2 fingers of rum. For each of us. On good old Montgomery here.
Of course, as he sort of backs up.
Bowing profusely.
Fucking waiter, honestly.
So, down to business. I mean, I do hope you've been well, but time is of the essence. We've been tasked to pick up a package from the contact of my employer. And the nature of this package may require some of your skills. I was hoping I might be able to convince you to come and join us.
What's the deal?
We'll do an even split. Should be at least 2 cunning in it for you.
Listening.
We're also attempting to make sure we do this quiet, not get seen. If we can be subtle, there's a bonus. We don't want any loose ends.
What's the package?
I don't ask that kind of thing, and I don't really want to know. But there's a very good chance that this is something spiritual.
Is there anyone that we know who's also after the package?
That was not given to me. It would not surprise me if the law wants it. They have got the place surrounded.
Right.
So we're going to have to scope it out, find a way in, and get out and away with it before anyone else notices we're there.
Okay, sounds easy enough.
There's a loud clatter. It's a real boom, boom, boom. 3 drinks are slammed down in front of you, several of them losing half their content in the process.
Nice.
Can't get the staff these days.
So it's with a smile.
Thank you, good sir. Well, if you are on board, perhaps we three shall have a toast to a successful mission. And I'll grab a glass and raise it up. To no loose ends.
No loose ends.
And with that, let's go to the score.
Nice.
Would anyone like to gather information?
We should do
Definitely.
a lot of scoping out of this place.
Yep.
Like, did they say exactly where it was that we were going?
It's in Char Hollow.
It's in. Oh yeah,
Yes.
on my doorstep. I was like, I thought she was being sweet.
Final destination is in Night Market.
So we've got to pick it up from Chart Hollow and head to Night Market. Yep.
So there's a bit of a smash and grab involved.
Yeah.
In recovering it.
Yeah.
The only message you've got is, of course, delivered through the ghost field in that the final message of it's behind the walls.
It's behind. So we know that we've got that. Okay, it's behind the walls. We also know that there's police presence all around the building because they're cordoned it off.
Yes.
Okay, so lots of police. Like, I feel as if a good way to attack this would be scoping it out. Like, take a couple of days to sort of see what the police, like the blue coats, setup is. Like, and like if they're patrolling where they are around this building. We need a way in. We need a way out. We need to move away as quickly as possible from this area. Now, I know for the intro that they might not know it's there. Well, they probably haven't found it yet, and it's behind the wall.
Yes.
Hopefully we So we know it's behind. We know we've got this. It's behind the wall information.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe a check on that.
Yeah, sure.
Scoping it out. So for this, you choose a skill and you roll accordingly.
Great. I've got really good skills for that. I don't know if I don't. Oh no, I've got 2 points in survey.
Absolutely, that's
Nice.
Absolutely what it's for. So you roll 2 dice, you take the highest result.
Okay. And sixes are great.
So it's a 1, 2, or 3 is a failure.
Yep.
A 4 or 5 usually with a complication. A 4 or 5 is a success at a cost with a complication.
Yep.
6 is you do it, and multiple 6s are a critical success.
Excellent.
The only time is if you have no points in a skill and you roll 2 dice and you roll 2 6s, it is not a crit.
Got you.
Yeah, we need to use. I think we use yours as study.
You
Right?
can all do your own gather intel.
Is there any way of like combining our skills? Like, say, I'm getting help.
You can do a teamwork roll,
Roll,
which involves one of you leading it. But whoever's leading it, if anyone rolls a 1, 2, or 3, then you take 1 point of stress. But you both roll, and you take the highest result between.
Could be your.
I've got 1 in study.
It's if
You
anybody
can't use
does
study with.
Oh, okay.
So we could both survey.
So, I've got consort.
So you could do something independently.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to. You could roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have like a limit of how many tests we can do? Like can we only do like 1 test each, or like say Steph wants to kind of study the documents. If she's already helped me out with a thing, does that limit her ability to do that?
I'd say yes. In the time that it's taken, that it will begin to. Obviously, I'm going to start clock for the blue coats uncovering it. So anything you do additionally will start adding to that clock because you're taking more time, and they're going to get closer and closer to finding what they're looking for.
I think in that case, I should probably do it by myself. Hopefully, I will roll quite well. And then it gives you guys another opportunity to do something else that might be helpful. We'll kind of create that as we go.
Sure.
I'm going to do the dice. Dice time. Pair of 5s.
Poor man's grit. You see that there's around the front of the building, there is always a sergeant present with 2 patrol officers. There are others going in, they're clearing out. Occasionally there's a crash as something is thrown out of the window. It's something that they're struggling to get down the stairs, and they're just throwing it outside, and it's boxes.
They're pulling the place apart.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. They're really trying very hard to find whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a sergeant at the front, and there's people kind of working, like basically all the time.
Uniforms are inside.
Yeah. Right.
Going ham on this place by the looks of things.
We probably want to wait till they go home.
Seems to be on a rotation. They stop tearing the place apart after a while. They clock off final last hour, just as that fog begins to roll in and there's that glimmer on the horizon from dusk. The guards will change out, but there is always the presence outside.
Okay.
Keeping watch.
Okay.
Is there less presence?
There's no one. There doesn't seem to be anyone inside at that time.
Okay.
The sergeant changes over. 2 uniforms replace the 2 that are standing sentry.
So yeah, we've got to avoid the people outside. A late night approach is probably going to help us.
We'll wait till the changeover.
Yeah. Okay, let's go subtle. Let's go subtle and sneaky.
Yeah.
Stealth.
I'm not amazing at stealth.
So let's go with. Let's move on to load.
Load,
So
right?
This is where you choose how much stuff you're carrying.
So the load works. It's 3 for a light load, and that makes things makes us a bit faster, doesn't it?
Yes. So going heavy on a stealth operation, I would say that would be a negative dice on your engagement roll because you're going in a little bit slower, a little bit louder.
Yeah.
So it's going to affect you on that initial.
We should take some stuff just in case we
Potentially climbing gear.
So the way load works as well is you don't choose what you take. You're only choosing how much you're taking.
Okay.
And then you cross stuff up as you use it.
Got
so you've got Schrodinger's.
Right.
You've got Schrodinger's inventory.
Yeah. It's a big bag of what do I need right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go light.
I think light is probably a good shout.
Yes.
If you all go light, I'll give you a bonus die on the engagement.
Let's do it.
So,
all right. I think that might be smart.
So you start off with 1 die for luck.
Mm-hmm.
And then second one is you get, if you can answer the question, is this plan overly bold or daring?
It doesn't. I mean, it is. We're going in
It's on
against
the
the
line.
lines,
It
right?
feels pretty standard procedure, really. Sneaking in,
Yeah.
sneaking out.
That's the question, isn't it? Like, what's normal for us? Is it what's
Yeah.
overly bold?
Yeah.
Like for the man on the street, this is like
we're just walking along the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just standard territory. I feel like this is just standard territory
yeah.
for,
So
for Willow.
We're used to we're walking on tight ropes.
yeah.
Okay, so second question is, does this plan exploit vulnerability or hit your target where they're weakest?
We're talking about
Yes.
taking them out at the changeover. We're waiting until it's night time. They're going to be tired. I guess so.
Give you that one. Third question, can any of your friends or allies provide assistance?
Do I have anyone who's in the blue coats? There was a copper on the game.
It was, and it's with the lurk plain book, unless you've got somebody. You do also have smuggler's rigging, which gives you 2 items. 2 of your items carried are concealed. Any issues with being searched and things like that, at least 2 of your items will be saved.
Okay.
Will be saved. And who is your contact? Is Esme a taverner?
Nice.
So that's your crew contact.
We could get Esme to get the police drunk.
It's probably not that unusual for them to be drunk.
If they're like massively hungover, they might not turn up for work.
They are there. However, there's a little bit of stumbling and the kind of the occasional rubbing of the eyes and that. Suddenly realising how drunk they are when there's that.
Nice.
Okay, so yes, we'll include one for your friends and contacts. Right, and then finally, are there any other factors you would like to consider? And that is, of course, you're all going in light on a stealth mission.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else that you would like to think about? Blue coats are a higher tier, so that will be -1.
Okay. Like, are we thinking things like how we're getting out of there, like getting the barge close by so we can kind of get in and just like dredge away?
Not so much. That's the kind of thing that you can generally call during. So remember, any time during a score, you can call a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
It costs stress, but it means you can go back and alter certain details. But one thing to bear in mind is that it's not time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can't go back and can't call a flashback and then kill the blue coat. So he's now dead. No, it's but one of those things like getting them drunk, you could always call that as a flashback as well.
Nice.
As you approach the building, you see the unsteady sway of one of the uniforms as he props himself up against the wall. Slightly worse for that.
Very nice. Just what we want.
Pinches the bridge of his nose. Looks up and down the street. Which way are you coming in?
Is there just one of them?
No, there's 2.
There's 2.
Then the sergeant is stood in the actual doorway itself, sheltering from the rain as much as allows.
Okay. So it's like it's like a terrace, so there are any ways on the side.
Terrace, yeah. This is typical Charholm housing. It's residences built on top of one another, meant probably for families of 2 to 4, and it's not unusual to have generations in here, 6, 7, 8 people living in one cramped accommodation.
Sure. So ways around this, we can either distract them, chat to them, okay, we've got a doorway that we need to get through, or we need to get around somehow. So we could...
What floor is the flat in question on? Ground first, second?
Second.
Right, okay. If we go and talk to them, then we're already seen, and we're already suspicious. So
Surely there's a window on the second floor.
Is there access? Is there access from the rear?
we need to get around.
The second floor is not that high. Surely we can climb up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if we can...
Just climb up the guttering.
It's
through a window.
It's probably going to be a lot easier if we can get around or go through a different building entirely to get to the other side of it. So I think this is the kind of thing. Yeah, we'll go over the roof. So this is the kind of thing where we want to avoid the front.
Would there be metal staircases on the side?
No, it's terraced, so it's
okay.
One of us needs to roll the dice.
Yeah.
We need to make a choice.
Nothing.
So shall I survey it?
Go for
the best way to move forward.
You go for it, yeah. If you want to take the survey,
Yeah, you've got 2
I'll
points.
take I'll take it.
I'll take the survey and then oh, it's a 6.
Oh, very nice. The houses have a side alley which is noticed by you by the sudden screeching of 2 cats, one of which scarpers out.
Yeah.
Very low, open doorways, and you hear the clatter of several metal bins falling over.
Yeah.
But these seem to lead into that little back section.
Okay. That's our way.
And on the back of that 6, it's as you, as that cat runs out into the road, the 2 blue coats suddenly, their attention caught, gives you a very brief opportunity to duck in.
Let's jive.
So it's up to you if you want to do this as a teamwork or if one of you wants to go in. Remember, you can push yourself as well, which is 2 stress and you get a bonus die, or you can increase the effect.
Well, we want it to be effective, don't we? So.
Well, if we help each other.
Are you going for an assist?
Yes,
So you take 1 point of stress, and you get a bonus die to your roll.
Okay.
Go for it. So it's, you've got 2 in prowl, right?
No, 1.
So you roll 2 dice.
Minus
5 success with the complication. So as you duck into the alleyway, there's the sound of a window scraping open above you. The sound of rather shrill voice shouting at said cat. You stop it down there! As the windows slam shut again, but the bluecoat's attention is sort of snapped back again, just as you duck around the corner. And one of them thinks he sees a glimpse of a long black coat disappear to the side. At this point you can resist, which is you roll the left-hand column of any of your attributes, of your particular attribute that applies in this situation, and you can resist consequences.
So
But
prowl.
it would be the left-hand column, so it'd be prowess. So you could roll 2 dice, subtract the highest result from 6, and you take that as stress.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can resist consequences. So
Okay. So.
yeah, so you roll 2 dice.
Oh!
That's 5 stress.
Oh, that's very stressful.
Oh my god.
Yeah, as
Snake eyes.
Just from a glimmer.
this blue coat stumbles towards the side. You duck into a shadowy corner as you goes, and you hear the as he moves up towards a wall. Stands there for a moment.
Okay.
Right. And heads back out as you finally breathe that sigh of relief.
Sure, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it, right? Okay, so we're in the alleyway. We've made it in. We now need to look for some kind, find our way out round to the back of this building that we know we're heading for.
So Willow is at the moment in the side door.
In the side door?
Yeah, and just behind you, clicks open. And you are inside.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it just Willow going in?
I believe so.
Right, now, because I assist, or I assist
You
with the
assist.
prowl.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm there? Or does it mean I was causing a distraction somewhere else? Just being like, oh, it's
Up to you. How do you want to do?
I was assuming I was going to be there.
Okay.
Join
Yes.
it,
Yes. So as the 2 of you now stand in the downstairs hallway,
Yeah.
it's pretty quiet, save for the house settling, the odd creak of wood.
We need to make our way up to the 2nd floor.
Second floor. On we go. Let's see if we can listen out for any signs of movement from upstairs.
Well,
See if
no one's in. They're all outside guarding at this point. So we should be able to move up to 2nd floor unnoticed.
if that's true, then we're lucky. Okay.
And as you proceed upstairs, would you like to make me a check? You can do this as a group action if you like.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will do the helping, I think,
Okay.
because we don't want any more stress for you.
So you do a finesse.
Is finesse this kind of thing?
Because you could theoretically finesse this now because you're not necessarily going unseen. The house itself seems pretty quiet.
Yeah. Okay.
So would you like to assist or would you like to do a group action?
I will assist again, I think.
Okay, so take 1 stress and you get a bonus die to your check.
Okay.
Begin to make your way. And you got 2, didn't you?
I've got 2,
Yeah,
so it's 3.
3, yeah. Cox.
Yeah.
Again.
4.
Roll it again.
Okay. I'm looking at your 1 and 2 down there, just being like, don't be another 1. Oh,
Yeah.
the dice are evil.
As you arrive at the door, the house creaks slightly with each step. No one seems to pay much heed, but as you arrive at the door, you feel the temperature around the room drop a couple of degrees. Breath mists in front of your nose.
That's like spirits are afoot.
Anyway, glad to have you here. If you could just do all of the spirit stuff, that would make me very happy.
That's why I'm here.
So your hand reaches out towards the door. And you jump back to Lance on the street outside. What would you like to do?
I will continue holding space outside, observing.
Make me a check.
Survey.
Well,
Survey.
Yeah, I'll go for survey.
How many dots?
Or a proud, I've got
So-
one.
So it's probably survey.
Yeah.
So you roll one dice, but you can always push yourself, which is 2. You take 2 stress, but you can roll another die.
Okay, and what are the consequences of the dice again?
1, 2, or 3 is a failure with a usually with a complication.
Yes.
4 or 5 is a success with a complication. 6 is a success, and critical success is multiple 6s. And you get a bonus effect with it.
You're just essentially giving yourself more of a chance to get a high score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because then I just have to. Okay, it's the 2 stress is probably worth. It's probably worth me taking. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take 2 stress. I'll get a bonus die.
Yeah. How do we get rid of stress?
Indulging your vice.
Nice. Fun.
6.
Oh, very nice. As you watch, the sergeant steps out as the first uniform comes back around, still adjusting his belt, and it's the sergeant who steps out from the doorway, begins a little bit of a berating. Look, you sharp the work, absolutely fucked up your face. You can at least do with that the decency and pretend you're not. Get your act together. That's all.
I listen intently with glee as the sergeant berates the officer.
Yeah, it's
and
at least 2 of them at this
Gary.
point are somewhat distracted.
yeah.
Is this the kind of time where we can say, like affect the past by saying, by finding some way to make this cop argumentative? And so instead of just being like, yeah, boss, yeah, fine, he actually starts mouthing off. Is that a thing we can do?
So, because I got a 6, what did you say? I can have an opportunity to, or is it only if you roll 2 6s?
Where's
But you get the
survey?
bonus effect if you're if you roll multiple 6s.
Right, multiple 6s, right.
So it's that 2 of them are currently
Yeah. Squabbling.
squabbling. And if somebody does want to take a flashback and try and
Well, surely there's got to be a signal. There's got to be a signal for Lance, maybe a sound or a whistle or something that he can give us the signal that the coast is clear,
Yeah.
and so we're safe to just get, now is the time to get the job done quickly.
If they're having a big old fight, we're probably
Gonna
gonna
hear it,
that.
yeah.
if someone wants to take a flashback and try and provoke this guy when he's drunk, it's absolutely
Yeah, cool. Let's flashback. But who's best place to do that?
Well, the only person outside is Lance.
Is it? Yeah.
No, yeah, anyone can take a flashback.
Ah,
So-
okay.
Like we're talking like pouring a drink over him accidentally.
Or
or
yeah,
something
I mean
like that.
it could be command just trying to get him worked up.
Yeah.
Command and being a bit threatening. So it's up to you.
So-
Use the flashback.
So yeah, I like the idea of getting him pissed off either with an argument or
Yeah.
with or
Planting
pouring rum all over him or something.
I
like
think
that.
planting a seed of, the sergeant's got you working nights, have you?
Yeah.
Has he?
yeah,
Blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
So
I will say, it goes to one of you and make that decidecision, whoever's taking that.
I think it's
flashback.
got to be one of you guys.
I've got a consort, so we can be chatting with him, being like, we can be.
Do you want to?
Yeah,
Do you
so
want to take that?
So I'll take it. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll flash back, and in the bar, I will have a nice friendly chat with him where it'd make him incredibly jealous that lots of the great stuff's happening in the bar tonight, and he sucks because he's got to go to work.
Go for it. So that we'll say 1 stress on the flashback.
One stress on the flashback. Yep.
Make that check.
Okay, so my consort. I'm going to roll. It's a 6. It's a 3.
Oh, absolutely. the next thing you see is, what do you say to him?
Oh, it's such a brilliant night out tonight. I'd hate to be working at a time like this, especially, right, because you'll be missing out on all of the incredible fun times down at the pub. Here, there's going to be dancers coming up, musicians later on tonight. This is the night to not miss, because over there, he's just come into a load of money. You see Mr. Big Pants over there. He's just got a load of money and he's buying rounds for everyone.
As back in the present years, there was going to be dancers, and there was going to be musicians later, and there was Mr. Big Pants over there, who's buying drinks from everyone. So you could fuck off. And Let's do. The sergeant grabs him, pulls him forward, full on headbutt into the skin between this guy's eyes.
Nice.
Blood, like, lifts his head up, blood just running down the sergeant's face from this guy's nose, which is basically popped.
Crikey.
That was a really well-placed conversation.
Yeah, there's no way outside you don't. In the building, even you hear the crunch as this guy's nose gives way. As we go back to that upstairs room.
That sounded painful. Time to move.
Behind the walls,
Behind the walls.
we need to find a brick that looks loose. All the grout will be
Yeah.
from the outside. We need to find that brick.
Find somewhere hollow.
Yeah.
Opening the door. The room itself is 2 bare walls. The wallpaper has been ripped down from a third, and the simple plaster has been knocked in several places in the final wall. Very, very simple accommodation. Sink in the corner is the only means of obvious plumbing. Small, very small stove. Modest, almost travel-type cot. Whoever lived here was certainly not of means. And, of course, on the floor, a dark red crimson stain.
Oh, that's where she died then.
Perhaps that's where we start our search. Yeah, I think start looking around around that area. And I think we should be looking for things like searching for any clues to what the timeline might have been. But of course the whole place has been ripped apart. I wonder if there's any evidence around the place that will show us which way she was looking or which way she
Well, the blood spattering will give an
The blood
indication.
spatter goes
Yeah.
across the floor.
Yeah, so we know that she would have been stood in front of where the blood's going that way, the
Yeah.
opposite direction.
and if there's any
And then I'm assuming that the last thing that she did was to hide the object before she. So we know that she would have put that in and then gone. So assuming it's this wall.
start close to there and
Yeah.
start tapping out, looking for hollow bits or joins or anything, which I think they've probably been doing if they've been looking at the walls.
It's judging by the plaster, it seems random.
Yeah,
It's like somebody has just put a hammer through in various points.
right.
doesn't
The shotgun approach.
Yeah, it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. And as you step into the room, Willow, you feel the almost delicate touch fingers brush down your arm.
Is it my friend or is it someone else?
No, it seems to have an actual semi-corporeal presence.
Okay.
If we're looking for some of this whisper shit, maybe there's something, I don't know, can you sense that?
I think I should use compel.
Go for it. So that's a tune.
Yeah, I need to use a tune to tap into the ghost field to see if I can
Nice.
get any information.
There's no way I'm helping you with that.
Make that check.
1.
How many dice in the tune? 2.
Yeah.
You're almost yeah, you start with 2.
All right. 3.
Oof.
Multiple voices begin to emanate from the darkness as you shouldn't be here. This place is not yours. Get
We come with no bad intentions. We're here to pick up an item and then we'll be leaving.
you defile the graves of the dead.
We respect the dead. We just want to know if you can help us with any information so we can get out of here as quickly as possible and then we will leave you in peace.
Whatever is here seems to be incredibly hostile. You can try and resist again if you like.
Can I hear this happening?
You would obviously hear Willow's responses.
Yeah.
The whispers are... It's almost like you can hear something a bit like wind rustling through trees.
I'm backing up against the wall. This is freaking me out.
We're not welcome. We need to proceed with caution.
Well, doesn't that just make everything hunky-dory and fine? Let's get everything done. Screw it, let's do it the old-fashioned way. But knocking on walls and trying to search out and trying to find this little nooks and crannies, the kind of place a smuggler would look.
Absolutely. I'm going to say both of you can make this check if you like, but it's going to be a desperate action.
Desperate.
With a desperate action, you always take experience for it in whatever skill you roll.
Okay.
So, the consequences are a lot worse if you fail.
Okay. We better get this right then.
Yeah.
Let's put all of. I mean, is there any? I can push myself. I can take the stress.
You can take 2 stress, push yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that, and I'll get through. Oh, now that would put me on 5.
Okay, so same
But
to me.
I'm stressed. I don't like this. I want to roll 3 dice, and I want to see. I will need a couple more. Oh no, I've got. I need to just need one
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Okay. That's 2 6s.
Oh,
2 6s and a 4.
it's working incredibly quickly, hand over hand, feeling the brickwork, and then there's one which just and pulling it free.
Yeah.
It's the testimony to the blue coats' obliviousness that actually, with a little bit of methodical approach and less destructive, they probably would have found it.
Yeah.
And as you take it out, there is a small, bundled up brown paper bag, just wedged back and hidden away from discernible sight.
Is there anything else in there?
Is there anything you're looking for? You did get correct.
I'm like, I don't know, something useful, maybe money. Like rob the place, no one knows it's there, right?
I will say you can fill in one stash of your
Nice.
track. It's so.
And I'll note that I've got, I've done a desperate survey.
Yeah, so the survey always goes in the same track that you spent it in.
Yeah.
That you rolled in.
Oh, the inside track, do you mean?
So a survey would be the inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you always earn your desperate action now.
Okay. So where's the stash? Ah, there's the stash.
Yeah.
Pop a little stash down. Lovely stuff.
So stash you can pay into it at any point. It goes in at 1 coin to 1 stash, but if you ever withdraw it, it changes to 2 to 1 because you have to liquidate assets. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can spend stash, but it's a bit more expensive.
Great.
And that is your essentially the Wars and Duggery retirement fund.
Very nice. Very nice.
And it's a few keepsakes, likely hand-me-downs, looks to be an old engagement ring, something of that.
Yeah. Nice.
Something of that kind of nature.
Okay. There is no way that I'm putting my hand on that.
I'll take the road, it's fine.
Thank you kindly. Now let's get out of here.
As you take it, it fits into the palm of your hand. Whatever is in here feels fairly insignificant. Most of it is in that bundle of paper. Just feels like a small glass vial.
Stash it in my coat and off we go.
From Lance's perspective, as you watch on, the upstart blue coat is pulled back up to his feet, pinned up against the wall. But his coat's kind of pulled on and buttoned up over the blood that's now running, that's spattered over his shirt underneath. And as the sergeant sort of pulls the custodian's helmet back on, sets it straight, and you straighten yourself up. You do what needs to be done. You ever talk to anyone of your commanding officers that way, I'm sure they will not take it as kindly as I did. That's nearby in the vicinity of bell tolls, signifying death. Wherever the body is to be found, the bell can be heard despite the fact that the actual location of it is in Bell by the crematorium in the central district of Charter Hall. It seems to ring in the immediate vicinity. You hear that? That will be for you. As the two of you, with your delivery in hand, what would you like to do?
Slip out of the building.
Yeah.
Regroup with Lance.
Same way that we came in.
Yep.
I'd say you can somebody can make that check, but you can do it at +1 because of the setup from Lance. Basically, there's some good luck on it.
You've got 2 in finesse as well, so you could roll 3 die. Is that right?
Yeah. I'd say, yeah, finesse is a sort of, you could use finesse theoretically to kind of hide in plain sight, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Prowess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
like if we can get out that way, that would be great.
Yeah.
I'll say as well, you've got your bonus die where you can have greater effect on the roll.
Do I take stress for that?
No.
Okay.
That's on the back of this altercation that's taking place.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So how many do I roll then?
Up to you. You can roll your usual 2 with greater effect, which
Yeah.
means any consequences are lessened,
Yeah.
or you can roll a bonus die at the normal threat level.
What do you think?
I think.
Greater effect,
I
just do
think
2?
We might be.
Or do you want to make sure it's absolutely in the money, go 3?
Well, we've got 50-50 chance of rolling a 6 or 3, but with the greater effect, you've got less.
It's your choice entirely.
We're gonna do better. I think rolling the third.
Okay.
Let's see.
5, 4, 3.
As
Success with a complication.
it is, yes. As you leave, you hear footsteps behind you, splashing through the puddles. As you duck out of the building, Lance, you notice them go the other way, and despite hearing the footsteps, no one follows.
Oof. We've picked up a hitchhiker.
You just hear those whispers echoing around. Give it back.
Ooh. Okay.
Should have used the greater effect.
Ghostly footsteps is probably fine. Actual people footsteps, I think that might cost us a bonus. We need to get out. We need to leave.
Yeah.
So what's the success? They're out, clean.
They are out clean, yeah. Blue Coast didn't notice. And the next part is onto the waterways.
Yeah.
Or however you would like to leave for this final section of delivering.
Let's get back into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go go bargeways. No one notices the dredgers.
Absolutely. As you round the corner, bobbing in the water, that same familiar peeling yellow paint, as you quickly kind of run down, casting off as quickly as you're able. Lance, as skipper, would you like to do the honours to navigate the waterways?
I would.
As this thing rumbles to life with this spurting, billowing cloud of black smoke.
So can I use a special ability? Should I scout? Maybe.
What's your...
When you gather info to locate.
that's gathering
to locate a target, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's too...
No. Okay. Do you want me
Survey, no?
to check? Yeah, I'll just.
You can survey. You can use finesse to drive it if you like. Or
There's
Like,
finesse.
is hunting
Prowl.
is hunting useful for like navigating, finding
I'd
a
say
track?
navigating. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's tracking.
It's maybe hunt.
Yeah, 100 work. Go
Yeah.
on.
Alright, cool.
2.
Cool.
And
2 6s.
That's not 2 6s.
No, it's not.
no, and as you disappear, the fog begins to envelop around the dredger. Such thing isn't unheard of. But you do hear the clanging bell of a maritime city watch blue coat patrol.
Shit.
Okay.
Big kind of light is cutting through the fog. You can just about make out the hazy glow as it draws closer.
They don't know that we've done anything though. They're just out on patrol.
It would be
Yeah.
great if they didn't know we were in the area.
Yeah, we don't want anybody asking questions. Shall I?
Would you like to resist?
Yeah.
I would like to resist.
Have you taken much stress yet?
I have 2 stress.
So you roll, this would be a hide in plain sight, probably resolve. It's a social type skill.
Okay.
So you're just going about the business.
Yeah.
Um,
I could try to resolve. Is that like consort?
resolve, so it's everything in the left hand column. So
Oh, sorry.
however many
Yes.
dots you've
Yes.
got.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I've got a command or consort.
So you
Yeah.
you only roll 2 because it's everything in the left hand column of that ability.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then you subtract the highest result from 6 and take that
So,
stress.
so am I resisting?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry. Take the highest result.
So you roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
Take the highest result from 6 and whatever's left from 6.
Okay. Yes.
5.
So you take 1 stress
Excellent.
Fine by me.
as
Yes.
As the light cuts through the fog, you see the metal hull of the vehicle in question, big kind of tower, the very kind of flat bed of a dredger. This thing kind of towers above as the light shines down over the deck.
I just pretend to be fishing off the bat.
Yeah.
This is standard. We've been here, we've been doing this for years.
So dredgers always, they draw what's called a dragfish as everything's churned up, which is a dragfish being essentially like a catfish, a bottom feeder, but of course in everything that's being spewed out of the back of the dredger, these things have learned to follow over decades of practice. Follow along, and occasionally you can land a meal for 6, which tastes like very, very bitter mud. It's plentiful but disgusting. There's a trade-off to be made.
Just kind of like acting natural.
As you do. You look up at the light and turn your attention back. There's that sluicing grey-brown trail being left behind as this thing just rumbles by. One of the blue coats from who's leading on front, piloting that light, just gives you a little. Just going around that light.
Good.
All right.
Off we go.
Let's get ourselves tonight.
So are we not there yet? Am I back to a hunt?
I would say that's probably
Our contact's Esme.
no, that she's the bar owner.
Landro is the person we're trying to get this to.
Alandra.
So should I scout?
Okay.
Maybe.
So scouting's used for gathering intel, so that's on the before the score starts next time around. Something to bear in mind.
Okay.
And we're going to jump back to Willow, who, out the corner of your eye, you see a figure take form.
We have an unwanted visitor.
You dissipate into sort of becoming one with the fog, sits heavily over the water.
Well, you're the Whisperer. How do we deal with this?
Give it back.
Can we, is there a way of sort of killing it or making it forget or making it lose interest?
So at this point, I would say potentially looking at your own personal kit, you'll notice you've got spirit jars
Trap it!
and a fine lightning hook, which is used for trapping spirits.
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
I have a ghost,
So I can-
hunter.
So I can try.
That's a special ability, so you need to unlock that before you.
Okay.
Nice.
So I can try and trap it.
You can, yes.
Okay.
So give me a check. That's probably going to be. So what you
How
do is
many?
you mark off those items on your
Where is it?
inventory. So it would be the fine lightning hook.
Am I in here?
Yeah. So it would be in this grey bit, which is exclusive to
Oh
this.
yeah.
So a
Okay.
fine lightning hook and a
Spirit bottle
spirit
too.
bottles.
Okay.
And this is up to you what you roll. So it'd probably be a finesse or skirmish or something like that.
Finesse, so 2.
Yes, as essentially this long chain with a hook at the end, which is also kind of almost like a sort of motorbike type throttle.
Yeah.
You gear it and it charges with plasma, which allows
Yeah.
it to interact with the
Okay.
Ethereum.
Can we help? I'm not helping, not with this. Not with this.
I could potentially assist.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, how are you assisting?
You do
How
it.
may I assist?
Could be bait.
Draw it closer, yeah.
I can't hunt spirits. can I?
You do actually have electroplasmic rounds, which will cause one to disperse. if you hit
Okay.
it.
Sounds loud.
So,
So you can kill it.
No, you can't kill ghosts, just disperse.
Yeah.
They may fall.
Okay.
are we better off doing that since I've
So could he get it to disperse, and as it reforms, I capture it?
Depends, sometimes it could take days for it to reform.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you want to capture it or if you want to go for.
No, we'll capture it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so just
So-
2, yeah?
2, yeah, and if you want to assist though, you could act as bait or anything.
Okay, yeah, so what are the ramifications?
You take 1 stress and whether it's a bonus die to a check.
Okay.
I'll take 1 stress.
Alright.
Grab a bonus die.
Let's catch me some spirits.
4. As you draw it in, you are able to lash around it as the lightning crackles down the chain that holds this thing in place, and as you see it in profile, a young woman who turns and looks at you, her face seems to dissipate. It's almost pulling away as if dissolving on her vision. And the eyes fall away on one side of her face, and you see that the eye socket is riding with maggots. And it's up to you if you can resist, or you can take a level 2 harm as this vision stays with you.
Resist.
Okay, so that will take it to a level 1 harm. As it's one of those things that you know this play. It's giving you, it knows what's happening. It's playing into your psychology, and it knows that you will forget it.
So trauma.
So no, you just write level 1 harm. You just write
Okay.
what we're going to call this one. It's
So you take 2 stress.
disturbed.
Okay.
Disturbed. Nice.
So you
As the
take
teeth begin to fall out of the jaw. You roll resistance. This will be on your resolve. So
Yeah.
and then you subtract the height.
So a tune.
I know you can say it's the left.
Oh, just 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you roll 2.
Okay. Come on.
Come on, 6. 4, 5. So you take
Nice.
1 stress.
Nice.
As you're able to stop the worst of this, close its eyes as you pull it in closer and closer, and as you open the ghost jar, you feel it begin to pull back against it, trying to resist the inevitable, as it's contained within, and this thing rattles in your hands, and you feel the temperature of it drop as the ice crystals begin to formulate over the side, and the whispers subside with a final.
Oh, she really didn't want to get in the jar.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that thing in that jar, does that have any value?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
That's the only reason I'd have it on this ship.
We
Otherwise-
can get rid of it.
I'd be more comfortable if it goes over the side, but if you can sell it,
We can sell it.
you can sell it. Okay. Keep it far away from me. Let's get this done as quickly as possible.
Rounding the corners, following the flow of the current, until the faint lights of the night market begin to merge out of the fog. Pulling into a low jetty, everything's roped up, and the engine slowly, after being disengaged, slowly rumbles into a silence. And you are in night market.
Very good. Very good. Now we need
Almost
to
there.
we need to find Alandra Glass. That's her. Well, at her house, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. You do have a destination itself set above Nillan's.
Oh, lovely.
One Langbourne and Sons.
Okay.
And little side door set off and climbing the stairs. Night Market is one of those districts that's up and coming. Every day it seems a little more, the air seems a little bit lighter, the atmosphere seems a little lifted, but it's very much also the spiritual part of it as well. The patron saint of the district, the Weeping Lady, and the First Lord Governor is routinely displayed in shrines and statues of varying quality. Some are simple, home painted murals, and right up to these very, very fine marble carvings that sit on corners in parks. Surrounded by, so the doorway itself has 2 effigies.
Yeah.
Yes, of the Weeping Lady, offering a hand and holding a candle with the other, and the hands come up and meeting the fingers over the doorway as you climb up the stairs. And you can see that, despite the very late hour at this point, that a simple light flickers from the doorway.
Then we shall approach. Go ahead, give it a knock.
And the door is opened by a woman in her early 40s. Very comfortably dressed for an evening. Silk dressing gown wrapped around, and looks at the 3 of you. somewhat... Ah. Won't you come in?
Do we know this to be Elandra?
Matches the
We're
address that
assuming.
you were given.
We're assuming.
Yeah, this could be anyone. Yeah, well, we're supposed to be here. Let's take a confident stroll into the living room, whatever this is, hallway,
As
the shop. There we go. That'll do.
she takes you through to a simple drawing room. Bookshelves line the walls, and a couple of very, very comfortable looking sofas, couches set out around a nice wooden table.
Nice.
Please.
She'll sit down luxuriously on this couch. Take a nice, very relaxed pose.
Okay. Make yourself comfortable, why don't you? I trust you have something for me.
Do.
Well, I trust we are in the presence of Miss Glass.
I would say the one and only, but my family is quite extensive.
We were wondering, as the mission went as smooth as possible. No, we were not seen. We were told there were another 2 coins if that was the case, but as there are 3 of us, to make it an even split, we were wondering if we could get another coin for our trouble.
As much as I take your word for it, of course, and being the honourable, upstanding citizenry that you are, you'll forgive me if I wait for the morning papers to
Of
validate
course.
your claim. Maybe a check on the extra coin. It's going to be a sway or... Yeah, it's probably going to be a sway. So
I
you
haven't
roll-
got sway, so
I've
you need to actually make the roll. It's because you're the one that said it. So you roll 2 and take the left.
I've got marked off. I've got foresight.
Yes, so you can assist for free.
I
So
can assist for free. Yeah.
so I take another dice.
You take it. So you roll for this. You take 1 and take the result. So you're not rolling 2 and taking the lowest.
Is this a resolve?
Okay, I'm just rolling 1.
Yeah.
Is this a resolve?
No, it's a sway.
Okay.
What is it? It's a 2. Oh.
Oh, it has to be sway.
It's pretty much this is what sway is
Yeah.
for.
Right. Did you not have a bonus die though?
Yes.
Well, it went from 2 and take the lowest to just 1 die. So it was I removed the disadvantage of it to make it a normal roll.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as much as I would like to oblige your request, I am not of the means that I once was. This is rather important, which is why we did go as high as 8 coin, myself and a little group of
Sure.
friends.
Then you and I need to have a little chat about me keeping the coin for said jar.
We could try to. Would you accept a coin for our captured?
No, that's I don't. I want to
I'm
keep.
gonna save
I
that.
want to keep that
And
secret.
it is yours.
Right, okay. Sounds good.
Thanks, Lance.
And that was a highly confidential,
in mouth.
secret
Although-
conversation.
I'm not gonna lie, this person seems like they're the kind of person who might buy ghostly
That's
stuff.
Very true. No, because she just said she doesn't have a lot of money though.
She probably meant it.
just for this particular thing.
There's a raised eyebrow at Lance's mention of another object.
Yeah.
If I were to gain something,
Well, are you in the market for spirits?
yes, but not the one you're offering.
Yes, she's of a particularly hostile nature.
Oh no, I'm truly interested in the hostile nature. There's just one in particular. Tell me, I'm assuming you two. Well, let's just say it's rare to see Taishirosi born and raised in the wonderful city of Doskvol. I'm wondering how long it is you've been here yourselves.
Well, this is my home now. Yeah, let's just say I don't have a home anymore. So, I've been here a long time.
Well, were you here in 838 Imperial.
Would I be old enough for that?
That's 4 years ago.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so you may remember the papers reported on one Walter Sturgis.
I do recall.
A rather macabre figure. Your friend looks confused. Walton Sturgis was what was coined as a serial killer. Now, rumour has it that Mr. Sturgis' body was lost in his final stand, bottom of the canal. You can recover it, try as much as you want, but the wardens, even they cannot recover some things from some locations. So, I am interested in such an individual. An ongoing idea that myself and my little group of friends are indulging. You can track down Walton Sturgis. I will reward you incredibly well. Bring me the devil himself.
Nice little side quest.
Well, seeing as we completed your first quest successfully, I don't see why not.
In that case, it sounds relatively straightforward, although nobody else has managed to
Well,
acquire this body before.
not everybody
What
likes dealing with the occult.
What are the,
No.
what are the
So I'm going to
dangers?
have to speak to my colleagues on the matter.
Is it me or all Taisha Rosie's whispers? Never mind. Of course, I fully understand. And the reason why is because the body was uncertain of where it's currently located. Recovering the body is only incidental now. It's the spirit that I want, wherever that might be lurking. If anyone dies and there happens to be coins over the eyes, then, well, that was one of the hallmarks. The other was a smile carved into the cheeks. Rather grim stuff when one thinks about it.
Perhaps we should recover and rest after our current mission we've just fulfilled first.
Oh, of course, I don't think he's
The
going
body's not going anywhere.
As she makes her way to a roll-top bureau, pushes it back, and removes various items. She holds several up to the flickering lantern light. It's more a transfer of wealth. She's not paying you an actual currency, and certain items I procured. My bank manager and accountant tend to ask questions when I take out substantial amounts of money in cash.
So the 6 coin plus the 2 we were promised isn't in coin. You're paying us in items.
In value.
Right.
6 coin, as she places it all into a hat box. And 2 coin on the arrival of the morning's papers as assured.
So is she paying us in stash?
No, she's paying you in coin.
Oh, yeah.
It's coin is the slang value for about a worker's weekly wage.
Got you.
So it's not necessarily an actual. If there is a decided
item or
it's
one.
It's not a one coin literally. It comes from multiple places, of mainly from being that if somebody paid for that in cash, it was flashing money around and they got the coin basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the coin carries the value. It's not a currency in itself.
Nice.
So why don't we come back in the morning after the papers are delivered? We can discuss our new mission if we choose to take it and pick up our extra coin
Sounds very good.
and give you our answer.
By all means.
After we blow off some steam
Yes,
this evening.
indeed.
I believe we've all got places we would rather be.
As you take your leave from the house back into the night market streets, the cold rain, the fog, and everything seems very quiet. Is there anything any of you would like to do?
Well, I think we earned a drink.
I think we did. We'll make it quick. I've got to go see Pappy.
Sure.
Finding a nearby modest but well-appointed bar, typical of night markets.
Mm-hmm.
The three of you are among the few clients out that remain. The others looking around, there's a solitary figure at the bar, staring forlornly into the bottom of an empty glass, whereas another couple on the table nearby play cards, and the bartender stands hands balled together and resting his chin. Oh.
Wakey.
We're just about to close up, so you have anything? I think make it quick.
We won't be long.
Glad to hear it. So, what can I get you?
Finger a rum for me.
Let's keep it going. Start as we mean to go on.
As he just eyeballs it and 3 glasses next to each other and just pours it along and goes, that'll be. Takes the money. Looks at the bottle. Takes one himself and puts the bottle away.
So I believe we all need to have a chat about
About the money.
whether or not, well, the money, but whether or not we want to take this lady up on her nice request.
Well, it's not like you two are going to find a dredger anywhere else, is it?
This is true. But I know how you feel about the occult and spirits.
I would rather keep that at the end of a barge pole.
However,
If the money's good. If the money's really good.
she said she'll pay us handsomely. I'll let you two keep the majority of the money from the last score. As in, I'll take a less of a cut. You guys take 3 coins each.
Mhm.
I'll take 2.
As a down payment on your, on our next.
Yeah.
Our
If you
next
help,
job
if you
together.
help, if you help me.
Okay. And the next job we split. We'll make sure we get it in a group of 3.
Sure. And I'll be the one dealing with the spirit.
I would hope so.
So most of the risk is mine.
As the bartender sort of stands there, pretty sure it's a conversation I don't want to hear, so you could finish up and
You weren't supposed to be listening.
it's not like you were being drowned out with a coffee, you know?
Apologies.
Well, I'm agreeable. If this gets out of hand, I'm going to be the first to walk away.
It's fine. But you forego your cut if you walk away.
Well, if that's how it has to be, it's how it has to be, and I don't mind that.
Okay.
Some things are worth more than money. Sanity is one of them.
Sure. Lance? You in?
I'm in. So,
Well, I also have a spirit to sell.
You lucky pup.
shall we see if we can do that before reading the papers in the morning and accepting the job?
Let's split this. You make yourself busy.
Absolutely. As he pulls open the cellar hatch, I'll just be down here. Something raucous whistling coming up, and the most guilty whistling.
Oh, yeah, let's distribute the coin.
Mm-hmm.
So 332.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you if you put that into stash because it goes in 1-to-1, or you can put it onto the crew as well. But at the moment, we're still looking at that kind of the formulation of crew somewhat.
Yeah, we
So,
don't have crew set.
yeah. So
I would put that, yeah. I mean, I'm going to keep mine for the crew because I'm basically going to be using it on the boat.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
So do we tick off the coin here?
No, you add it into stash on the
Does it go into stash?
So stash, yeah. So stash is up here at the top. So stash is coin that you don't carry.
So,
So, two.
1,
Yeah.
2.
Cool. 1, 2, 3. So is our coin better off stashed?
That's essentially your retirement fund.
Okay.
Whereas the
So-
coin that you have active, so you can always trade that out. It comes out at 2 to 1, so you only get 1 coin back from 2. So, but this is like the retirement fund. This is your character's sort of ongoing.
Right. So could we keep hold of one of them on our person now?
Yeah.
If
So
we
you
wanted
take one off and then add it to your, and then you take its coin.
Would you recommend that?
Up to you.
Take it as. I mean, coin, of course, will be exchangeable for goods and services.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
So,
But when you can only keep it on your persons when you initially earn the coin.
yeah, you can't
Otherwise,
produce coin. You can't produce coin.
you lose a coin
Yeah.
essentially if you don't.
Yeah.
hold on to
Well,
it.
you can't just say I'm taking coin when you don't have coin because,
Or if it's stashed.
or if it's stashed, you can trade it out at 2 to 1.
Yeah.
But there's no way
That's
of
terrible.
removing. There's no way of using stash other than to sell it for coin.
And it's the end game. It's like the retirement fund.
Got you.
So it's very much how your character fares in the long term.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
So as you leave, each of them going your respective ways. Is there anywhere you would like to go in particular?
I need to check in to Silkshore.
You've got the longest journey from
Really?
southeast in Night Market up to.
I'll leave that for now. I'll leave that then.
We'll come back to it as you make that journey.
How can you de-stress? What's your
Dancing.
advice?
Dancing.
Is that the only place you can dance? Can
Yeah,
you,
it's an obligation. It's my job.
can you not dance?
No,
here in the
it's
pub?
my job at the Valiant Club.
Right. Yeah.
So-
you can't just kind of like have a little boozy on deck.
Morton,
I'd love to go see Pappy, make sure he's not, make sure he's all right.
Is that your obligation?
as you arrive back in Charlo, back into the house, the door is open, hasn't been shut.
Pappy,
What? What is it?
you left the door open again. Has anyone been in?
No, it's Benedict. He was over. He must have left it open when he left.
Right. Okay. And make sure you keep an eye on that, though, right? Yeah. You don't want anyone just wandering in.
Well-
We'll take it as an invitation.
Everyone knows who I am. I trust people.
All right.
And if look who walks in, it's you of all people.
Yeah, that might be a stroke of luck. You feeling all right?
Yeah, it's fine. Went up to your mother's nameplate today. Very great. Got back into it. Cleaned it up. Looks lovely. Although she wouldn't be happy, would she?
No.
It was.
She always wants to improve it, doesn't she?
So nameplates being, because obviously bodies are disposed of.
Yeah,
nameplates being the equivalent of gravestones.
Yeah.
The wall.
Well,
And,
she'll be happy
yeah.
to know that you've done that. Yeah.
You should be back soon.
Hey?
What?
No, Pappy. No, she won't be. But
Anyway, you've been saying. Come in, I only offer you a cup of tea. You want a cup of tea?
let's get some food on. I'll do it.
Yeah, well, all right. Then I mean, there's some bits and pieces. You'd probably fry a stew together or something.
Yeah. You get by the fire and keep yourself toasty, right?
Oh, I don't plan on moving. You're good. You're. I probably don't say enough, but thanks for looking out for me, boy.
It's all right. It's all right. You've looked out for me long enough.
Well, I don't know if your mother would agree with that, but. Yeah, get some food. Let's join Lance. Is there anywhere you would like to go?
I like to de-stress by means of card playing. I'm gonna go and gamble.
Where would you like to go? There are obviously these establishment locations, or there are much more quiet games held in back rooms.
I would
Invitation only.
I would like to go to the fairest place possible. I don't want to be conned out of my coin. I do not wish to be conned out of my
So,
coin.
refusing an invite from Brolin Zephyr, you make your way also to Silkshore, with two of you diverting off in different ways to the Silver Stag Casino.
Okay.
The theming of stags is evident. Large antler chandeliers hang from the ceiling. And one wall is emblazoned with beautifully painted mural of a white stag stood atop a cliff, illuminated by a giant moon behind it. So, to indulge your vice, you roll the lowest of your left-hand column. So, the lowest of insight, prowess, and resolve.
The lowest of.
So, the lowest of them. So, in your case, I think it's 2. So
Yeah.
2 in each. So, you roll 2 die, and you subtract the highest value from your stress.
Cool.
Bear in mind, if you roll higher, some other things happen.
Do I do the same for replication?
Should I ask?
It's variable. So we'll see.
I'm rolling regardless, aren't
6.
Okay, so you subtract. Up to you. I'll let you take the 4 because I saw it. And
I only had 5 stress to get rid of. Is that an issue?
yes.
Okay. I'm so de-stressed now.
So it's up to you.
What about the coin? Do I win any coin?
Unfortunately, not with it's mechanically no.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Winning
you
a week's wage.
break even, but it's superficial what you win and what you lose.
Okay.
So I will say it's up to you what happens next. You can either roll an entanglement, which is another thing happens, but that's on a dice roll. You can take 2 heat, additional to any heat that you've accrued on the score. Your character can go missing for a bit,
Okay.
or you can lose your vice purveyor.
My vice purveyor. No! That's happy. Okay, so heat, I don't think we want. Going missing for a bit. It's probably quite thematic. But what's an entanglement? I don't know what.
An entanglement, so that's when you roll dice and something bad happens. Entanglements are never good, but they're interesting.
If I go missing for a bit, what's the effect?
You would be out of, I'd say, out of the next score at least, although Morton still be present in whatever has taken him away from the score itself.
I'm going to have an entanglement. What
Okay.
do I do?
Roll 2 dice.
2.
Take the lowest.
Okay.
And that gives me time to find it.
1.
And
2 ones.
Just 1.
you are taken away from your game by another friend of yours. Give me somebody on your sheet who's not a friend or an enemy.
Celine, a sentinel.
Okay, so it's Celine who ends up walking over in 2 minutes. Come with me. As you step outside onto the main boardwalk front of Silk Shore, and you are told bluecoats don't know much, but they know someone who does. Valaris was taken in. Questioning.
Okay.
You have to make a choice here. So you can make a fortune roll, which is you roll a single dice on a 1-2. On a 1-2 or 3, you get 2 heat. On a 4 or 5, he's going to take an absolute beating. On a 6, he's stoic. He doesn't get anything.
Okay. Do I have any other options?
You can pay off the bluecoats with 1 coin.
Hmm.
You know I can make this problem go away, but I need you to take. I can't spot them.
Well, I have a bonus coin. I wouldn't want a dear friend of mine to catch a beating. If I can make all this go away with 1 little coin, then I just so happen to have a coin on my person. Will this come back to me?
Not for the bluecoats, no. It's a donation to the charity of their choice.
To protect a friend and to get the job done. There you are.
So goes to the right people. You know, we all rely on Valaris at times. Thanks for covering it. Don't be a stranger. She punches you on the arm.
No problem.
And yeah, if you'd like to take the coin from your sheet.
I'll remove a coin from my sheet. No, add a friend. Can I do that?
Not at this point, unfortunately.
Okay.
And
See you around.
finally, Willow stands on stage. Music swirls, crescendos, and once again, everything seems to, but that music seems to peel off and is replaced by a high-pitched whine. Look over towards the bartender, who stands at the mirrored wall behind him. And as you look, the reflection begins to turn round. And while the bartender himself remains stock still, the cheeks ripped open, eyes gouged out, and a voice behind you. You really started to play the game. Just think how much stronger we could be together.
You're like a thorn in my side.
And you're the rose that could bloom into something so much more.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
I beg to differ.
What do you want? This time.
Just a minute. Hand over autonomy to me. And
Never.
I reveal where your little target is lacking darkness.
Ah, I see.
What?
You know where Walter is.
All I ask is one moment.
What's the cost?
I enact what I need to do.
What's that?
You don't need to know that, do you? We're stronger together.
Will I be a fly on the wall? Or will I remember nothing?
Who knows? And with that, we're going to call it there. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night.